Here we go. All right. Yay. Well, welcome everyone. My name is Carmen Maxwell, and we are so excited that you're joining us tonight to learn more about how one simple change can add up to huge and meaningful results in our health. So I definitely didn't always have thriving health, but I do today. And I'm so excited to share with you the information that really has changed everything. So, healthy used to be simple. It definitely wasn't the latest superfood or the new diet craze. Healthy was fresh vegetables from the garden, kids playing outside until it was dark. We drank water from a hose, and at the end of the day, we were tired and we went to sleep, right? But today looks very different. Family dinners have been replaced with fast food. Neighborhood games outside are replaced with games online or smartphone socializing. Sugary sodas and desserts that used to be birthday party foods, they're now everyday treats. And people turn to energy drinks because they don't have the energy to get through their day. So, how are you taking care of yourself? I think we can all agree that our health is made up of these four things. So, how are you doing with eating more real food? So, this means that it's not something that's from a package or from a box. What about exercise? It's about finding something that you love and then doing it. What about drinking water? We need to strive for half of our body weight in ounces per day in water. And then getting enough sleep and reducing stress. So, your body does all kinds of things when you're sleeping. It detoxifies, it repairs, and your hormones are able to do their thing. So, society today is completely sleep deprived. It's almost like a badge of honor. We really need proper sleep in order to be healthy. And there are two startling trends in our world today. First of all, environmental toxins are increasing. But secondly, our food quality is decreasing, which is causing the perfect storm in our bodies. Increased environmental toxicity and decreased quality of food is causing oxidative stress in our bodies every day. But there are other causes as well, like smoking, exercise, stress, medications, flying in an airplane, and even pregnancy. This is important to understand because oxidation causes aging and disease. So wrinkles are an example of oxidative stress, and they're happening in our skin. That's happening in our skin cells. So another illustration of oxidative stress is this apple. So if you cut an apple in half and you leave it out, well, what happens? It turns brown, right? It ages. So if you squeeze lemon juice on it, which is the antioxidant, it slows down the aging process. So just like that lemon helps to lessen the oxidative stress on the apple, antioxidants from fruits and vegetables neutralize the harmful oxidative stress. And they really are our best defense. They shield and protect us. So Time magazine says that the news isn't that fruits and vegetables are good for you, it's that they're so good for you that they could save your life. So we need to eat 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day, but almost no one does, and certainly not the variety and the consistency that we need. So most people know that they're not eating enough fruits and vegetables every day. So 70% of Americans turn to vitamin supplements. But let's talk about the difference between vitamins and whole food. A vitamin has 35 to 50 isolated nutrients in it, whereas an apple has 10,000 nutrients in it. Each fruit or vegetable has that many, and they work together to protect our bodies. So really, there's just no comparison. Vitamins barely scratch the surface as far as potential or effectiveness. Science is telling us over and over to get our nutrients from whole food instead of from isolated nutrients. And that isolated nutrients can do more harm than good. Most of our vitamins and minerals should really come from plant sources, specifically from fruits and vegetables. So it's important to eat as many fruits and vegetables as we can every day, even beyond the minimum recommendation. And maybe you're someone who does eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. This is awesome. I would like to know how you're doing that because it's definitely a challenge for our family. But it's important to know that our fruits and vegetables today, they're picked too early. They're transported thousands of miles so that they're not as nutritionally dense. So that's why we need at least 7 to 13 servings per day. A serving is the size of your fist. So no matter what your age, that's what a serving looks like. And if you're a serious athlete, you actually need to eat as many as 16 to 18 servings every day. That's a lot. So the one simple change that our family made to get more fruits and vegetables every day is called Juice Plus. So Juice Plus is the nutrition from 30 raw, fine ripened fruits and vegetables. And it's non-GMO, it's NSF certified to be pure, and I love to call it a salad in a capsule. It's important to understand the process the plants go through to be encapsulated to put into chewable form, and put into capsule or chewable form. First of all, the fruits and vegetables and berries, they're completely vine ripened. They remain attached to the plant until the nutrition is fully developed. And this is important because over half of the nutrients develop in the last 2 to 3 days of the ripening process. The fruits and vegetables are then ground up, which is actually better than simply juicing. The entire whole food is used, including the peels, the leaves, and the seeds whenever possible, which provides much more nutrition. In an orange, for example, up to 80% of the vitamin C is found in the peel. I don't know if you guys know that. I don't know about you, but I'm not eating orange peels on the daily. Juice Plus is really, it's not a substitute for the real thing, but it definitely does help us to bridge the gap. So here's a picture of my family. In the top left corner, you're going to see a picture of my oldest daughter. Her name is Ella. She's 14 years old now, but back then she was just a year old, and she was just one of those kids that was constantly sick at the pediatrician's office every single month, and we were really frustrated and looking for a way to keep her out of the doctor's office and off of antibiotics. And so when I learned about Juice Plus, it really was like an answer to a prayer. I didn't even know that I was looking for it, but I knew I wanted something. I knew I needed help to keep her healthy. So when I learned that it was fruits and vegetables in a capsule, I learned that there was research behind it, and that it was certified by a third party to be pure. It checked all my mama boxes, and I got my little girl started right away on it because they came in little gummies that she could eat, even though she was just 14 months old when we learned about it. So I was really, really excited about it. And, I started to learn more about that connection between nutrition and disease and how powerful fruits and vegetables are. And I took a look at my husband and my diet, and we weren't getting the recommended number of servings consistently every day. But in addition to that, we weren't getting anywhere near the variety that we needed. We were basically eating the same thing week after week, month after month, with some changes coming in, depending on the season of the year. So we got started as a family and just saw some really wonderful changes. My daughter went from once a month sick visits to once a year well visits. My husband started to lose weight. You can see his before and after picture in the bottom left-hand corner. My vision improved. I have better vision at age 42, almost 43, than I did in my 20s because my vision's improved consistently over the last 13 years. And the little girl that you see behind my shoulder in the black hat is actually a Juice Plus baby. She actually, I took Juice Plus during my whole pregnancy and while I was nursing, and she's had Juice Plus every single day of her existence, and you can see the benefits in her every single day. She is the healthiest kid. She just eats everything. She never gets sick, and we're just so grateful that we've had this nutrition in our lives for the last 13 years. Like I said in the beginning, we didn't always have thriving health, but we do today, and it's because we've had this foundation of nutrition, every single day over the last 13 years. So let's talk about one of my favorites, which is the Juice Plus shakes. So the chocolate and the vanilla complete it's vegan, it's gluten-free, it's whole food protein, there's fiber, amino acids, and fruits and vegetables all in the shake, and it tastes delicious. It's great for any meal. I usually eat it or drink it for breakfast, and I often have it for a mid-afternoon snack. It's good for a post-workout recovery. It also comes in snack bars, which are really tasty. So this is the macro nutrition, okay? And it's a beautiful complement to the micronutrition of the capsules and the chewables that we just saw a little while ago. So the macronutrients are like the gas in your car. They make your car go. They give you energy. and the micronutrition is like the oil. Okay, so it's making sure that everything runs smoothly. You really have to have both of them. So, like I mentioned, I love to drink my shakes in the morning before I work out. I love that, I can drink them on my way to working out and I don't forget a cramp or anything like that. But what I love is that my kids absolutely love the shakes. My daughter actually had some work done with her braces last week, and she's been living on the shakes. Thank goodness for the shakes. She's been making smoothie bowls. She's been drinking about 2 shakes a day, but she puts all kinds of really good stuff in there. So I know that even though she's having a hard time with, chewing up actual food, she's getting so much nutrition from our shakes. So, they're safe from babies all the way to the elderly. There's no contraindications to drinking our shakes. You can eat them in pregnancy, and because it's just whole food. I crave it every single day. So when you add the Juice Plus Complete Shake to the capsules, you're actually getting 45 different plants in your diet every single day. So there are a lot of nutritional products out there, but really Juice Plus is unique in 3 ways. So first of all, it's food, it's not a vitamin, okay? So there's actually a nutrition label when you turn around the bottle. Sorry, I didn't get a bottle to show you guys, but when you turn the bottles around or you turn the back of the complete shakes around, you're going to actually see a nutrition facts, just like you would see that on the back of your peanut butter, or if you had a bag of frozen peas from the grocery store. Okay, the government actually considers this food because that's what it is. It's whole foods, whole fruits and vegetables. Secondly, it's NSF, which is a private company, actually certifies Juice Plus products to be sure that what's on the label is actually in the product, and they stringently test for pesticides, mold, bacteria, stimulants, etc. There's no warning label on Juice Plus. It's safe for people of all ages, pregnant and nursing mothers, children, the elderly, and even professional athletes. And Juice Plus is the most thoroughly researched nutritional product in the world. We actually have 38 published studies in peer-reviewed medical journals, with several more that are on the way in the near future. So, Juice Plus is set apart from all other nutritional products because of the original clinical research that's taken place all over the world for over 20 years. So these are well-known research institutions that have studied what happens in people's bodies when they consume Juice Plus. So these are gold standard, double-blind, placebo-controlled, randomized crossover studies. So very, very credible research that has been published in peer-reviewed medical journals. So I was listening to a doctor speak today, and he was talking about, or I was listening to a recording of a doctor speaking today, and he was sharing about one of our gene expression, or one of our new studies, which was on gene expression. And I just thought it was absolutely incredible. So what the study showed is that when you consume Juice Plus, what happens is that so let me back up a little bit. There's an area of science called epigenetics, and it's basically turning on the good genes that promote health and turning off the bad genes that can negatively impact our health. Okay, so there's different ways that epigenetics can be triggered, but what we were looking for in this study is how nutrition, specifically how Juice Plus affected gene expression. So when they did the study, they actually found out that Juice Plus positively impacts 1,632 of our genes. That's a huge number, right? So what that means is that it upregulated or turned on 1,146 of our good genes, and it suppressed 486, almost 500 of our genes that actually can promote disease and that cause trouble in our bodies. Isn't that awesome? So, with Juice Plus, what you're doing is you're actually making a positive difference in your health on a cellular level. It's turning on the good genes and it's suppressing the bad genes. And who wouldn't want that, right? Okay, so these are just some of the results that we've seen with the Juice Plus research. I already talked about the gene expression, but cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer in our country. So, anything that's going to promote cardiovascular wellness, we need to be paying attention to. The immune system is what my family was interested in, because I wanted my daughter to be sick less, right? And so, so that's really what got us interested in Juice Plus. But what an amazing thing that in addition to having a more balanced immune system, we also have, reduced oxidative stress and improved gum tissue and less inflammation. What does less inflammation mean? Well, it means less disease. It means that, maybe you can get out of bed in the morning and your joints don't ache as much, right? That's a good thing. But inflammation is also silent inside of our bodies, and it's promoting disease. So if we can reduce that amount of systemic inflammation in our bodies, you're going to be much, much better off. So if you're interested in learning about any more of these studies, you can certainly contact the person who invited you. We have a lot more information on this. Okay, so this is one of my favorite studies. It's called the Healthy Starts for Families, or the Family Health Study. And so what this is that children can actually receive Juice Plus for free for up to 4 years. So they have to be between the ages of 4 years old, and they can go all the way through undergrad and college. And if the mom buys Juice Plus, she can sponsor one of her kids. If dad buys Juice Plus, he can sponsor another child. Grandparents can sponsor children. And really what needs to be done is that parents are just asked, or the sponsoring adult is asked, to fill out a quick survey about what effect Juice Plus has had on the health of their family. We've had almost 1 million children participate, and just such wonderful results. So, which of these would be the most meaningful for your family? I know that having kids be so much more aware of their health, this is something that they can truly take throughout their whole entire life. They can, take this awareness of their health and the understanding that, food is fuel and that fruits and vegetables promote health. And they can take that into adulthood. And when they're parents, they can teach that to their children. And that's how we are able to change, future generations for the better. So 10 years ago, the Juice Plus company sent out a survey asking what else customers are taking in addition to Juice Plus, and the answer was omegas. So the company found a way to create an all plant-based blend of omega 3, 5, 6, and 7. And 9 fatty acids. So they cut out the middle fish and went straight to the algae in the plants to get the omegas. So the Juice Plus Omega blend is really the first using a cold fusion technology, so the oils aren't exposed to heat at all. And when I first started taking the omegas about a year ago, I wasn't really expecting a lot, because I had been eating Juice Plus for 12 years at that point, and already was feeling pretty good. But when about probably 4 to 6 months into taking the omegas, I wasn't really looking for results, but what I noticed is that my sleep just became amazing. Like hit the pillow at night, sleep all night long until the morning. And before that, I would, usually wake up or maybe be a little bit restless in the middle of the night. So that was awesome. I also noticed that my fingernails got really, really strong, where I needed to use nail clippers to trim them. And before I could just kind of rip them if I needed to. So those are just a couple of, and then the other thing is that I had some arthritis in one of my joints, one of my finger joints, and that completely went away, which I didn't even notice, because you don't feel the pain that you're not experiencing, right? And so I didn't notice that I didn't have that arthritis pain until somebody else said that their arthritis pain was gone. And then I thought, you know what? I don't feel my arthritis pain anymore. So that was pretty neat. Okay, so Juice Plus is the most proven and simplest change that you can make. And people really are experiencing amazing benefits with just taking Juice Plus. But if you're also looking for a lifestyle guidelines, we have a program called Shred 10. It's not about shredding 10 pounds in 10 days. It's about shredding habits that aren't fueling you and adopting new habits that are healthier. So when you're part of the program, you get a free guidebook, a cookbook, and a ton of support. And this was really eye-opening for me. Maintaining a healthy weight is an important topic for so many people, because, we know that excess fat contributes to over 20 different diseases. And remember that toxins we talked about earlier, well, our bodies can't handle the onslaught of toxins that we're exposed to. So it protects our organs by trapping the toxins in the fat cells. So the good news is that this keeps the toxins away from roaming in our body and creating havoc. But the bad news is that the fat cells actually expand, and that can cause weight issues. So when you burn fat in the wrong way without proper nutrition, or maybe if you're over exercising, the toxins are actually re-released into the bloodstream, which stresses the body. So your body, very smartly, goes into fat production once again, to once again enrobe those toxins and protect your vital organs, and then the fat returns. So this is like the rebound effect, right? It's really a vicious cycle. But if you look at the bottom of this page, there's a better way. The safe and healthy way to lose weight is to allow your body to cleanse itself by removing that toxic load, flushing it out by adding clean eating, and especially fruits and vegetables, and drinking a lot of water. And so now what's happening is you're shedding the fat and assisting your liver so that it can actually do its job and cleanse the toxins. So weight loss is easier, it's quicker, and it leads to more permanent weight loss and better health. So I love my tower garden. We want to encourage you guys to eat more fruits and vegetables. And sometimes it's helpful to grow your own. So we use the tower garden to have more control over how our food is grown, and for the convenience of having a farmer's market on our back porch or in our house. So adults and kids get excited about this. We love to add greens to our Juice Plus smoothies. And, you know, my husband's an elementary school teacher. They grow the tower garden in school, and he does tower garden lessons with the kids. So it's just a really, really simple and easy way to grow your own food. You can grow it in the corner of a room, indoors, or you can grow it outdoors. You can grow it on a balcony, on a small patio. You don't need a lot of space. So if you're interested in more information about that, definitely get back to the person who invited you to this call. Okay, I'm excited to introduce my friend and my cousin, Evelyn, and she's going to share a little bit about what her experience has been on Juice Plus.
Hi, my name is Evelyn Hall, and I am a physical therapist. I'm also a mom of two, those two little girls in the picture there. And I was really excited to start taking Juice Plus about a year and a half ago. I had taken it about 10 years ago and kind of dropped out of taking it. And then about a year and a half ago, I started taking it again because the little girl in the middle there, she had been diagnosed with asthma, and she was just constantly getting sick. And I was, I reached out to Carmen, and she told me more about how Juice Plus could help her to strengthen and balance her immune system. And so we all got started as a family, and Ariana and I, Ariana, the little girl in the back, she eats lots of bread. She's a self-proclaimed breaditarian. She says she's a vegetarian, but she's really a self-proclaimed breaditarian because she loves carbs, loves fruit, but does not eat a single vegetable. So I really wanted to get her lots and lots of nutrition as well. So we all got started as a family, and what really surprised me was that I thought that I was in good health. I exercised regularly. I ate, I thought, pretty healthily. But I realized that I had a lot of inflammation in my body. I used to get really, really painful periods. So much so that when I went off of birth control in order to have children, I would literally faint from the pain. And so I would have to dose every 4 hours with Tylenol, then Advil around the clock, even in the middle of the night, setting my alarm clock in order to not miss a dose of my painkillers. Otherwise, I would wake up in absolute agony and not be able to get out of bed for hours. When I started taking Juice Plus, several months into it, I accidentally forgot to go to the drugstore and pick up my my birth control pills, and I thought, oh boy, this is going to be a horrendous month. It's going to be horrible. And so when it was time for my period, I was expecting the worst, and I was very, very pleasantly surprised that it was really not even that painful at all. I needed one dose of Advil the entire period. And so I was like, wow, this is really incredible. I feel like maybe the Juice Plus is decreasing my inflammation. Let me not fill that prescription yet and let me wait another month. And so I waited another month. And this second month, I didn't have any cramps. And I can't even tell you that I'd never experienced that in my life, because from the day that I got my period when I was 11 or 10, I was in pain from that day on. So I was just so surprised and shocked that I had absolutely no pain. And that has been the case. I've been able to get off of a medication that can potentially, has lots of side effects and potentially can cause stroke in a person. Any medication has side effects, but this one is particularly scary, especially since I actually knew a person who had a stroke in her 30s because she took birth control and she also was a smoker. So, the fear of something going wrong was always in the back of my mind, but I needed the medication in order to regulate my periods. So now that I don't have to take it, I'm so relieved, and it's really changed my life. I mean, going from missing school days, missing work days every single month, to not even like thinking about when I'm going to have my period. Now I'm like, oh, here it is. I guess I have to go to the store now. I don't even pay attention because I don't have hardly any side effects. And when I do, it really is just very mild. One dose of, you know, anti-inflammatory does the trick for the entire time. So I know sometimes that seems like TMI, for people, like, oh gosh, I can't believe she's talking about this. It's so like personal, but I think that we as women, really need to talk about these kind of things, because this could really potentially help so many people. And I do know so many people that really suffer every month. So I'm just so excited that that's helped me in my health. And I mean, it's helped my family's health as well. The little one with asthma no longer has asthma. She gets sick very rarely, and the other one is now getting her vegetables, even though she doesn't like to eat them so much yet. She's starting to taste them here and there, and I know that it's bridging the gap between what she is eating, all the bread and fruit, and what she doesn't eat, all the veggies. So she's getting her veggies in gummy form. So that's how it's affected my family.
Thank you so much for sharing, Evelyn. I love hearing your story. Um, Thank you. Okay. So we just want to help invite you to be part of our healthy living community called the Healthy Living Revolution. So we really have some amazing resources for you. We have cookbooks, we have online resources like workouts, Facebook groups for encouragement, and we have wonderful educational events to help you really continue making those simple changes. So you can access them by going to this website, healthylivingrevolution.com. And you're welcome to join our Facebook group as well. We have a wonderful webinar on the healthylivingrevolution.com website this month. It's Dr. Richard Du Bois, and he's talking about why maintaining our health is really our own personal responsibility. And he says that, he tells the story of a man who went to the doctor, and the doctor warned him about that he was at high risk to develop type 2 diabetes. And the man said, oh, that's okay, my insurance covers that. No. We can make changes today to prevent ourselves from getting these diseases in the future, okay? But it's up to us to make the decisions that we need to make in order to prevent those diseases, right? And we do that every single day by the lifestyle, the nutrition, the activity, drinking water, all of those core 4 things that we talked about in the beginning. So we want to invite you to join us. And some of you may be inspired to just eat more fruits and vegetables, and that's awesome. But some of you might also want to make one simple change and add Juice Plus to your diet, or even do the Jumpstart to your health with the Shred 10. We just started today. It's not too late to get in on that. For less than a cup of coffee, you can add over 30 plants to your diet. Maybe you've been sitting here thinking about how you can share this information with your best friend or your parents or your siblings. And if that's you, we would love to tell you more about some options to share with others. So please get back with the person that invited you. And thank you so much for taking the time to join us tonight. Good night.